These 5 editing mistakes are costing you thousands and thousands of views on Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, wherever you're posting. You're missing out on views because you're just dropping the ball. Before we go ahead and get inside of these top 5 editing mistakes that you're making, I want to let you guys know that my name is Boustedt. I'm a professional video editor and I run the Takeover Shopper, so editing assets and presets for content creators just like you to edit better and to edit faster. Okay, let's jump right into the 5 mistakes that's costing you thousands of views. The first one is just having a bad hook. Now, this is hands down the most important part of short form content video editing, is just having a great hook. Because if your hook sucks and it doesn't demand the attention that it deserves, then you just spent all of your time editing a video that no one's gonna watch. So I would recommend spending a majority of your time on the hook, so that way people actually watch the rest of the video. Because like I said, if no one watches the hook, no one's watching the rest of the video and you just wasted all that time. And I personally don't like wasting my time, and I'm sure you don't either. So dial in your hook. I actually made a video during this 12-part series about how to make viral hooks, like what my secret formula is. So go ahead and feel free to check that out right now. And now, number 2, using B-roll. I think this one is really self-explanatory because you've seen it, I've seen it. Really bad B-roll just makes me not want to watch the video, nor does it make me like the person that I'm watching the video of. Like, even if it's my best friend and he's using terrible B-roll of like just stock footage, I'm like, bro, like why would I watch that, bro? That's horrible. You know what I mean? It just feels corporate-y, it feels gross. Like, I feel like I don't want to watch it at all. And you don't want people to like leave your videos that you edited feeling like, damn, that person sucks. You know what I mean? Like, or feeling any type of way about your edit other than being like, yo, that was a really good edit, or that was a really good video. You know? So if you can, please, if you're a creator, shoot more of your own B-roll that's actually good. And honestly, I think any B-roll is fine. So iPhone B-roll, I think that's perfectly fine. Any is better than none. Personalized B-roll is just way better than stock footage. But if you're an editor, then you really don't have too much of a say on like what B-roll you get to use. So if you can, highly encourage your clients to make their own B-roll, record their own B-roll. But if they will not, then I would just recommend using top-notch B-roll, movie scenes, music video scenes, etc. Just anything that like looks good and people can relate to. Now, number 3, not using captions. I don't know any short form content editor who does not use captions. So this was probably dumb to even say, but if you're not using captions on your Instagram Reels, then you're genuinely probably never gonna blow up or make a viral video. And that's simply because like, I think there's a statistic out there, which I personally don't care about stats, but I mean, I am making this YouTube video, so I'm pretty sure it's like 40% of people watching Reels don't even have their sound on. So if you don't have captions, you have no opportunity of connecting with that person at all. So you're missing out on 40% of traffic if you don't have captions. And also too, using captions allows you to really build like a visual brand identity. Like my font that I use, Akira font expanded, like a lot of people see that and they're like, oh, this is a Chris video. And you want to be having the same effect on your clients or your own videos as well. You want to build like a brand visual identity, so that way people can recognize you from a mile away. But if you're not using captions, then you just completely like threw that part out the window. And what's crazy is that captions are the easiest they've ever been. So start using captions if you're not using captions. Number 4, poor background music. If you're using bad background music, then you could have the best, the most amazing edit and it will flop because your audio sucks. Now, one thing you can do to like really mitigate this, and it's something that I've done a while back, is just I don't actually put in background music while I'm editing, which a lot of people are probably gonna be like, yo, that's insane, that's weird. But what I would do is I would just go on Instagram as I'm uploading the video, find the audio that's trending that actually matches with the vibe of the video. And I can tell real time if it actually works or not. And if it doesn't, I just keep scrolling, find the one that works. And then 1, you're using a trending audio. 2, people are like connecting with it because it is trending and like they've heard it, it's familiar to them. And then also 3, just like having the entire catalog at your fingers is pretty fire. And if you don't want to do it that way, you could also go ahead and go on YouTube, type in popular trending Instagram audio sounds. And there's a lot of YouTube channels with those sounds and I've used them a lot. So they're actually a really great spot to find audio. And last but not least, my most favorite, or I guess not favorite, my least favorite editing mistake is when people overcomplicate their editing. And typically the people who are overcomplicating their edits are beginners, because beginners feel like they need to like flex everything that they have learned, right? They need to flex their entire arsenal just to get clients. Whereas the top dog editors, they just do something really, really well and really, really cleanly. Now there are editors like Houston, Cold type videos, like the 3D type stuff, which yeah, if you're trying to edit like that, then you do have to go crazy and you do have to like do it well. But there's editors like Kyle Pritchard out there and me, you know, we like to keep our edits very clean, very simple. So that way it's not like overwhelming the viewer. And you know, the saying less is more is genuinely true. If you put in more, then you just are really introducing more room for error. Whereas if you just put in less, there's less room for error if you're just doing something very, very cleanly. But again, like I said, if you're a beginner, I do understand it because I was there too. For example, when I first started editing music videos, I would learn these random effects and I would put together all of the effects in one video because I thought like more effects equals better. But really just stick to like 3 solid effects that look good, that feel good, and you'll be chilling. Anything more than that, then you're just really overcomplicating it and like probably gonna confuse the viewer. And it's just gonna look like the video's like just like a kid trying to put together an outfit. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna look good. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this like 5 editing mistakes video. It's very different from the usual tutorial video, but I just figured I'd hop on, give you guys some sauce for the holiday season, get you guys really prepped for the new year. You know, new year, new me, new year, new editors, you know, new creators. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. Remember, take action, take over. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.